Overnight storms strike the bi-state, where crews will clean up damage today after a possible lightning strike.
Showers wrap up this morning and a warming trend on the way this week. We're headed back into the 80s beginning tomorrow. We'll let you know when more thunderstorms are expected to return.
100 arrested at Wash U, including a presidential candidate. How students share what it was like to be detained during a pro-Palestine protest and what you can expect today.
Discrimination in the department, how the Supreme Court's recent ruling on workplace bias impacts St. Louis police officers.
Stressed about standardized testing? The easy steps you can do this morning to prepare your students for success.
This is Today in St. Louis, focused on you.
We begin on this Monday morning with a live look here in St. Charles. You might know where that clock tower is, not too far from the Ameristar Casino and Interstate 70. Well, it may have been hit by lightning last night. Overnight storms may have woken you up as well as they rumbled through our area. Right now, I just want to say good Monday morning to you all. Thank you for joining us for Today in St. Louis. I'm Rennie Nutt.
And I'm Michelle Lee. I can't help but think, like, did Marty McFly make it back to Hidden Valley? Yes. What was the deal with the flux capacitor? Maybe Doc Brown's okay.
Back to the future.
Clock tower and lightning? Come on. All right, if you know, you know.
I love Back to the Future, but yeah, a little crazy.
Yeah. Well, hopefully all the big stuff you said is moving out,
yes,
right?
All of the bad weather is gone. In fact, we're already dry here in St. Louis. You saw from that shot, no more rain coming down. In fact, all of it's on the Illinois side of the river. So let's head over to the Weather Center, and I'll show you what the Doppler radar looks like. In fact, as we go through the morning, we'll recap how much rain fell, where the worst of the severe weather was this weekend. But you can see right now, the rain is clearing away. So as you head out the door, you don't need the umbrella, but there are some spots where you still do have showers from Effingham, Flora, down towards Salem and Mount Vernon, and even Carbondale. But that's it. St. Louis Metro, you can see how the radar shows we are dry for now. So as you head out the door, you're good to go. The clouds will linger for the first part of the day. Low 60s this morning, and highs today will actually be in the mid 70s with some afternoon sunshine. We do heat up the next couple of days. In fact, we're headed near 90 degrees by midweek. But that also means fuel for more thunderstorms. We'll check that extended outlook on when we could see more wet weather that is coming up. Let's get over to Paul. And of course, the rain's wrapped up, but damp roads always could be an issue. Paul, what are you finding right now?
That's correct. Yeah, we're closely watching an accident downtown here that's causing a delay over into Illinois. This is at Branch, but it's causing a delay much further back and across. If you're going to be taking the 70 bridge there across from Illinois into Missouri, which is the Stan Musial, you're going to be seeing a delay here, and we just saw it click over to red. So that is real time. Alternate routes, definitely one you're going to want to take is something to, kind of avoid anything there. There's not a great road. Broadway is sometimes an option there, but that should be recovering here within the next 20 minutes. I'm going to keep a close eye on that. It will impact your commute if it is not by then. You can tell we are moving here a little bit, but wet roads, like Anthony said, we'll keep an eye on that with our speeds coming up. Back to you guys for now.
Right now, a heads up for parents in the Hazelwood School District. Students at Central High School have a virtual day today. The building is closed due to electric wiring issues. The district is working to fix the problem and hope to have the kids back in the classrooms tomorrow. But for now, they will have a AMI day. This morning, severe storms brought some heavy rain and even damage to the St. Louis metro area.
Yeah, and we know that a possible lightning strike could have sparked a fire near downtown St. Charles. 5 on your side's Diamond Palmer is live in that area where fire crews battled the flames and the rain. Diamond.
Well, good morning, Rennie and Michelle. That's right. They did battle these flames right behind me at the clock tower. I'm going to step out of the way. The clock tower here at the Three Flags Center. And now that the sun is starting to come up, we can kind of see some of the damage here. I've got Joe Young, my photographer, going to zoom in for you, showing you that some of the shingles on that clock tower now hanging from it, and the glass here on the right side of the clock tower completely knocked out. Now, St. Charles City fire officials do confirm to us that there was fire damage to that clock tower, and it could be because of a possible lightning strike. Now, the good news is, of course, nobody was hurt and the damage is moderate. We're going to pull up a map for you just to show you where exactly we are and where this damage is. We're about 22 miles northwest of downtown St. Louis along South 5th Street. This is not too far from the historic Main Street and the Ameristar Casino. Again, this all happening at the Three Flags Center. Now, firefighters, like you said, Michelle, battled in the rain to get the small fire inside of the clock tower under control. And fire crews and ambulances were on the scene here. St. Charles City Battalion Chief says he cannot confirm lightning as the cause, but firefighters were called to the first alarm fire for a lightning strike. Now, again, this damage is considered moderate, with the only fire taking place inside of the tower. Fire crews say no damage happened inside of the building and nobody was hurt. Overnight tornado warnings happen in Jefferson and Washington County, and heavy rain and thunderstorms happening throughout St. Louis and St. Louis County. Now, this morning, a flood advisory is in effect for St. Louis and St. Louis County until 9:15 this morning, so you are certainly going to want to be careful as you're heading into work. And Ameren, according to their outage map, about 110 customers here near the St. Charles Sports Complex Center have no power at all. Now, I have reached out to Ameren officials to see when that power is going to be restored. So far, no answers from them. Reporting live here in St. Charles, Diamond Palmer, 5 on your side.
And of course, we want to mention when we're not on the air, you can still get the latest weather first forecast sent to your phone anytime by texting the word weather to 314-425-5355.
This morning, the fallout from the weekend protests continue after 100 people were arrested on Washington University's campus. We're watching some new video right now of Green Party presidential candidate Dr. Jill Stein being arrested at the pro-Palestine protest at WashU. Now, the video was taken by Riverfront Times reporter Callie Cox, showing Stein on the ground being placed in handcuffs by St. Louis County police officers. Now, she told us that she was charged with assault.
This story, as you can imagine, is making national headlines. Dozens of students were among the 100 people arrested during Saturday night's pro-Palestine protest.
It was really surreal because I was the second person thrown into the car. I think that the first people who were arrested, they were still on the ground, whereas I was just dragged into there, so I was the second one in. So what was anxious for me was sitting in that car for just, I don't know how long, waiting until enough people had been arrested that it was worth it for them to take us out.
WashU says 3 officers were hurt during these arrests. The school's Hillel students and staff plan to keep doors open over the summer and into the fall to support students who need to talk. The group, Resist WashU, says it will continue to protest until the school drops suspensions, boycotts Israel educational institutions, and releases a statement calling for a ceasefire. Beyond St. Louis, fallout from protests continue this morning on campuses all across the country. Take a look there. Today, the faculty at Emory University will begin a no confidence vote for the school's president. It's also the last day of classes at Columbia University in New York, where the campus movement began. And California State Polytechnic University's Humboldt campus has moved to remote classes for the rest of the school year. We are going to stay on top of these protests and arrests at WashU. Right now, you can read how legal experts are weighing in on KSDK.com.
Right now, younger students across Missouri are under some pressure as state testing is now underway. It's a time of the year that many families dread.
Yeah, our Mercedes McKay is joining us live with tips on the best ways to prepare your kids. Good morning, Mercedes.
Good morning, Rennie and Michelle. The Missouri Assessment Program, or many of you at home probably know it more as the MAP, is used to accredit the districts here in our state. So good scores and growth is incredibly vital for Missouri. But if your kid was like I was growing up, not everyone's the best standardized test taker. I know mornings like this really gave me a lot of test anxiety. So for many kids, this yearly assessment can be incredibly daunting. That's why we sat down with Education Plus CEO Chris Gaines. He told us when students test well on the MAP, the accreditation status at the district goes up, which in turn means more funding for our schools. So what can you do as a parent right now to help your kid? Gaines says these are the top 3 things parents should know. I have them laid out for you right now. Make sure during testing your child is going to bed at a consistent time and is getting a ton of rest. Make sure they're eating a good breakfast before they get to school. And lastly, talk with your child about taking the test seriously and trying their best. Gaines wants to remind parents not to stress too much though.
Parents understand, I think teachers understand that the MAP test is just one little snippet that provides an overall picture of how a student performs. It's not the be-all, end-all. Our state may treat it that way, but I think educators and parents know that's not the case.
Good reminder there for parents and kids this morning heading out to school real soon. Now, we know that the pandemic really impacted schools and education across this state, and we saw that in the MAP test results right after COVID. So how is the pandemic still impacting our test results today? That answer may actually surprise you. I'll have that coming up in our next half hour. Live in St. Louis, Mercedes McKay, 5 on your side.
All right, as you send those kids off to the bus stop this morning, the showers have come to an end. We are drying out now. Temperatures near 60 to start. We are cloudy, but we'll have some sunshine today. Highs in the mid-70s.
Huge win for workers. How the Supreme Court backs a St. Louis officer in workplace discrimination and what this ruling means for you.